Verse 13 says, when Jesus came into the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" Now try to get this image in your mind. You can imagine Jesus, maybe on the road leading into the city of Caesarea Philippi, or maybe somewhere near the city, surrounded by people that have traveled from all over the region to worship pagan gods, to worship demons, really is what they are. And Jesus, surrounded by all these people seeking false gods, he turns to his disciples and he says, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" What a scene. And then verse 14, so they said, "Well, some say you're John the Baptist, some Elijah, others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." Now, verse 14 shows us there were a whole bunch of different opinions about Jesus Christ during his own lifetime. Just like today, there are many, many different opinions about Jesus Christ and who he is. And you talk to 10 different people on the street, you're going to get 10 different answers. Right? And some people today say, well, he was a great teacher. Some say he was a prophet. Some say he was just a man, a carpenter from Galilee. Some say he was an angel, and on and on and on. You get all these different answers and different views and opinions about Jesus Christ. We live in a world with many, many differing views of Jesus Christ. Now, verse 15, look at this. Verse 15, he said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Now, that's the most important question you will ever answer in your life. Who do you say Jesus Christ is? How you answer that question will determine where you spend eternity when you die, either heaven or hell. So you want to get that one right. Simon Peter answered and said, "Well, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered and said to him, "Blessed are you, Simon Barjona," or Simon, son of Jonah, "for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven." The correct answer to the question, who do you say that Jesus is? The correct answer is that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. Now, the word Christ is not his last name. Christ is a title. He is Jesus the Christ, the Messiah that's promised throughout the Old Testament, and he's the Son of the living God, which means he is God. He is divine. Jesus was God incarnate. And it's fitting here that they would say the Son of the living God, considering that they were surrounded by people worshiping dead, false gods. Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. That is the correct view of Jesus. But there's all these other opinions going around. Well, he's John the Baptist. He's Elijah the prophet. He's Jeremiah. He's one of the prophets. All these other views going around. And they're all wrong. There's one correct view of Jesus Christ. And we live in a world, as I said, with a lot of views, a lot of opinions about Jesus Christ. But the right view of Jesus Christ is that he is the Christ and the Son of the living God. And please understand, we live in a world with all these different opinions about Jesus Christ, and the one correct opinion you'll find is the minority view. Most people hold a wrong view of Jesus Christ. A minority hold the right view. And so we hold the right view of Jesus Christ in a world of wrong views of Jesus Christ. And maybe you've noticed that when you're talking to someone and you start talking about Jesus Christ, you got to start asking some questions to figure out, well, what Jesus are they talking about? Because we're probably not talking about the same Jesus. You probably have a different view. And so we need to clarify. That's the way that it is. Now in verse 17, Jesus says, "Blessed are you, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven." Jesus had not explicitly shared with his disciples that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. And so the Father revealed this to Peter, supernaturally revealed this truth to him. Now he says in verse 18, and I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. Aren't you glad that Jesus builds the church, that that's not our responsibility? And the gates of Hades, or the gates of hell, shall not prevail against it. And now Jesus does a little word play here. The name Peter is the Greek word Petros, which means little stone. And when he says, on this rock I will build my church, the word for rock is Petra, which means large stone, like a foundation stone. And Jesus says here, he will build his church. He will build his church not on Peter, but on the confession of Peter, that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. This is what Jesus builds his church on. He builds his church on the right view of who Jesus is, that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God, and you can be saved by putting your faith in him. If a church is built on some other foundation, Jesus isn't building that church. And if you go into a church that's built on another foundation, you're not going to find the Holy Spirit in that church. The Holy Spirit testifies of Jesus Christ. And you will not find the Holy Spirit in that church because there's nothing for the Holy Spirit to testify to in that church. It's not built on Jesus Christ. But when you go into a church that is built on the truth of Jesus Christ, the right view of Jesus Christ, that he is the Christ, that he is the Son of the living God, you'll find the Holy Spirit in that church. That church will be alive because the Holy Spirit is testifying to that truth, that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God.